Bands or artists or basically anybody who makes music, and I have to name them if they piss me off. Well, really, I have way too many to get under my skin and boil my blood to the extent where I literally want to punch the artist in the face. So I'm just gonna have to name a few. Now, if you don't know, the purpose of this video is a reply to Cover Killer Nation's video asking which bands or artists you really cannot stand. And like I said, I've got loads, but I've just sort of written down a few and I'm going to explain why. And some of them aren't even bands, but they're ways that bands get noticed. But I'll get into that later. First and foremost, the band that pissed me off the most is called Broken Side. If you don't know Broken Side, thank God. Do not check them out, they're horrible. If you do know Broken Side, you have been tainted and your life has been downgraded by their horrible music, lyrics, and repeated electronic beats. Broken Side are a crunk-core band from America, I think. Really, I don't care where they are, I hope they end up in hell. Broken Side are just horrible. I have 4 band members, 3 of which sing. In fact, 4 sing, do backing vocals, but one of them, I don't even know how he became a band member, because all he does is operate, I think it's the lights and the fog machine. Nice. That makes you a member of the band? No, that makes you a member of stage production. Why are you being credited for absolutely nothing? But then again, all the members are being credited for absolutely nothing because their music is basically nothing. Their lyrical themes revolve around sex, drugs, getting drunk, and being better than everybody else. In fact, they actually... I've heard most of their songs because I just wanted to chart just how horrible they are, and I don't like a single one. For instance, they have a song called Too Drunk to Drive, which they basically sing about them going to a party, getting wasted with all their friends, a girl having to drive them back to their house, and then they have sex with her. Such inspiring lyrical content. It blows my mind, honestly. They also have another one called Jealous, I think it's called, something to do with jealousy, in which they say that people who hate them are just jealous of them. Now, if you can't get any more arrogant than that, well, in fact, if you can get more arrogant than that, I'd be surprised, because really, I'm not jealous of them, I just hate them, and I want to kill them all, very painfully. If you've never heard of Broken Side, please do not check them out, because, as I said, your life will be downgraded, your soul will be tainted, and your mind will be blown with the fact that you now know that music this bad is produced and is popular. How this band became popular and how people like it, I will never know. Ever. It's basically just the worst thing ever. Another thing I hate, of course, is a band called Bring Me the Horizon, which is a metalcore band, one of the most popular, and in my opinion, the most worst, which all the scene kids listen to. It's just horrible. Absolutely horrible. They don't know how to play their instruments, they can't write songs properly, they sound horrible on vocals. Everything about this band I absolutely hate. Even the way they dress like such dicks, it's unbelievable. And they're really just arrogant bastards, obnoxious twats, and I cannot stand them. I always wonder how terrible music becomes so popular. Really, today's musical culture is really fucked up, and it's something that pisses me off to a very large extent. Another thing I hate, and this isn't actually any particular artist or band, although I will give examples, is modern mainstream R&B and hip-hop. For example, Justin Bieber, Usher, Jason Derulo, and Far East Movement. These are all horrible artists who I'm sure are happy with what they're doing, and good for them. They're making shitloads of money and becoming famous for doing almost no work. Lyrical content is very cocky, very arrogant. Most artists, in fact if not all, talk about how much money they have, how they're better than you, how they get more sex than you, how they talk about lost love, even though all their other songs are about having sex with different people every night. Basically just arrogant, cocky, obnoxious, fucking unbelievable lyrical content, which is often repeated and often has a lot of sort of, you know, post-production put on their voices, their vocals, so you can't actually tell if they are good singers or not. For instance, one of the most popular is, oh shit, what is it? I can't remember what it's called, but I'll try and link it below. Or not link it below, but say it below, because I can't remember what it is. Auto-tune, that's the one. I hate auto-tune with a passion. Auto-tune is so fucking annoying. What's the point of it? It sounds horrible, and it masks the true voice, so a lot of people do actually use it so they don't sound terribly horrible, although they do to me, because I hate auto-tune. I hate auto-tune! Oh, I hate auto-tune! If you don't already know, I fucking can't stand auto-tune. Now, other bands I hate include popularized boy bands, and really just huge groups. For instance, I hated S Club 7, if anybody can remember them. I couldn't stand S Club 7, I thought they were so horrible. And the majority of boy bands, there's a popular one in the UK right now called The Wanted, I think it's The Wanted. They just sing about, oh, love, love, love. All their songs are about love, and it's like, holy shit. You guys must be gay and emotional, and why are you making music? Because it just sounds so goddamn stupid, and it's amazingly popular for an unknown reason to me. I'm sure they're all good singers, but it's the lyrical content which really pisses me off, and the cheap music. Because like with mainstream R&B and hip hop, it's all just electronic beats that you can do using a free fucking program. For instance, Fruity Loops, I've got that. I could make most of the fucking songs. They're horrible. And one of the other things I hate, because I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible, I could list 100 things, but one more thing I hate, absolutely hate, is singing competitions. For instance, I think in America they have American Idol or Pop Idol, something like that. We've got things like X Factor here. You know, I just cannot stand them. For starters, they're pretty much, if anybody from Britain followed it, they would know that there was a character in the last one called Wagner, who couldn't sing for his life, but he still got through pretty much to the semi-finals or something. He couldn't sing on his life, but he was entertaining. And it just made me realise, wow, this is so fake, it's so set up. Because people with actual talent, for instance, there was a really, really good singer who was actually put out in the first round because she wasn't entertaining enough. It's a singing competition, not an entertainment competition. That doesn't make any sense. And another thing about these competitions is it shits on all the other people who didn't get in, or all the other artists who have to build themselves up from scratch and try and make something out of it. Within a few months, these people who enter these competitions can be, you know, I think the winners of, for instance, X Factor gets a $1 million, £1 million even recording contract, and can make so much more money. They're already signed to a label and stuff, you know. And it just shits on anybody else who isn't in the competition, doesn't get that far. People who are in bands, perhaps, and they're trying to just build themselves up from the bottom. It really shits on them, because they're doing so much hard work. And it pisses me off when people in these competitions complain that they're doing oh so much. Fuck off! You're getting such privileges and such an honour to try and fucking step up. You're getting such a shortcut in life in the music industry. Don't fucking bitch about it. Now, I'm going to try and close this, because really nobody wants to hear what I hate, because I hate a lot. But basically you can get an idea of why I like metal so much, because it's nowhere near as bad or as ridiculous as any of the shit that I just named. Oh man, I hate everything I just listed with a huge passion. It gets under my skin so much. And the fact that everything that I've listed is so damn popular, Broken Side, Bring the Horizon, boy bands, the X Factor contest, and mainstream R&B and hip-hop. Like, I liked old hip-hop and R&B back in the 90s, that was fucking cool for me growing up, but now it's just absolutely horrible. It's just become so embarrassing. And it's only getting more popular. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm going to try and close this off. Please view Cover Killer Nation's original video and post your own responses, because he deserves them. And let's talk about everything we fucking hate in music. Have fun, guys.